Alright. Haven's best and brightest, and the threat remains. Report to the Haven's Chantry. Now, I can take care of some little side quests on the side. Let's see. No, she's not.
So we're heretics just like us. Should we surrender or...
Now, let's explore a little bit. Or, actually, no, let's address the story first. Just real quick. Then we can go explore.
Does it trouble you?
It stops spreading and it doesn't hurt.
We take our victories where we can. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
Sounds dangerous.
Couldn't that kind of power just make things worse?
And people call me a pessimist.
She chuckled.
You've met Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
It was only for a moment on the field. I'm pleased you survived.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
Anderan Atishan.
You speak Elven.
You've just heard the entirety of it, I'm afraid.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Pleased to meet you all.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
They still think I'm guilty.
That is not the entirety of it any longer. Some are calling you, a Dalish elf, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
I'm curious about the Herald of Andraste. No matter, I've never really gotten the clearest of answers.
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
It's a lot of pressure.
I'm not sure how I should feel.
The Chantry has decided that for you, it seems.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign. And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
Will the Chantry attack us?
With what? They have only words at their disposal.
And yet, they may bury us with them. There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far, and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
I'll see what she has to say.
You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
Alright then. The operations board. The war table. Scout the hinterlands. Mother Giselle was last seen in the hinterlands outside Redcliffe, tending refugees who fled the fighting between renegade Templars and apostate
Has
mages.
spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
The latest report suggests that the vicious struggle between the two groups has spread to the hinterlands, catching the refugees and Mother Giselle in the middle. It is vital to protect her and, if possible, restore order to the area. Well done. Scout the hinterlands. So here's a scouting report. We avoided the fighting as best we could. It's every bit as bad as we feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears that the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That will be too hard to do without troops to push the apostates and the Templars out of the area. Commander Cullen asked me to make inquiries of Master Dennis, a retired horsemaster of Redcliffe, who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through the fighting. Accept report. Not yet. We have some things that I want to take care of. And there are some operations I want to do real quick. So I want to go here real quick. Gather coin. Up until now, the Inquisition forces have had the benefit of the Chantry's deep coffers. Now the Inquisition is forced to seek out its own sources of revenue. If it is going to grow further, trade in and out of Haven is limited at this point. But there are various opportunities to earn coin, provided the Inquisition is willing to focus its efforts on the matter. It'll take an hour with Liliana, it'll take 48 minutes with her, and it'll take an hour with Cullen. In the interest of time, I feel like this. Josephine, trading. Trading in favors with merchants and the nobility is my specialty. Could earn us a great deal if we're careful. It's her specialty. So matter to collect secrets and sell them. Nothing traceable back to the Inquisition. We have soldiers. Let them protect caravans and do other honest work for coin. Trading. If you want to get money, you got to do trading.
Let us begin.
Okay, good. That's one thing. Next, let's see. Contact Clan Llewellyn. Clan Llewellyn offers greetings to the Inquisition and wishes it well in sealing the breach that has opened in the sky. While some Dalish clans hate humans and wish nothing to do with them, Clan Llewellyn has always dealt fairly with all and wished only for peace. That said, we have on occasion been forced to defend ourselves from those who saw us only as potential victims. It has come to our attention that a member of our clan is being held captive by your Inquisition. He went to the conclave only to observe the peace talks between your mages and Templars, and we find it highly unlikely that he intentionally violated your customs. If he has been charged with a crime, we appreciate hearing of it. If not, it would ease our concerns to hear from him, to know that he will remain with the Inquisition of his own will. Shit! I didn't want to do that. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to send someone else. Fuck. Revenge. We'll come back to that later. Tiern. Okay.
To work?
I didn't get to read it, but it'll work. To whom it concerns. The Tiernir of Highever wishes to convey our deepest sympathies on the death of Divine Justina V. I'm just going to call her the Fifth. The Most Holy was incomparable in her wisdom and dedication to peace, and we have high hopes that the conclave would succeed. We will hold a vigil in Highever in remembrance to Justina, and cordially invite the Inquisition to attend. Sincerely, Tyrn Fergus Custland. Now, in my opinion, I kind of screwed up these things. I wanted to put her there and him there. Or actually, I wanted to put her there. I wanted to put her here and him there. But this will work. I don't have enough 8 to do that yet. I don't have enough. What's going on in Orlais? Nothing quite yet. Alright, well, let's get away from the table for a little while and talk to a few people. We have 4 people to talk to, in addition to about 2 others. I've been wondering, what's over here? First, I wanted to take a look through here. Something to read. World travel. While not in a dungeon, you can use the quest map to travel to distant locations. Okay. I can't open that chest, sadly. What's this say? The Maker. There was no word for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silence. Then the voice of the Maker rang out, the first word, and his word became all that might be. Dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. And from it he made his firstborn, and he said to them, In my image I forge you. To you I give dominion over all that exists. By your will may all things be done. Then in the center of heaven he called forth a city with towers of gold, streets with music for cobblestone, and banners which flew without wind. There he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. The children of the Maker gathered before his golden throne, and sang hymns of praise unending, but their songs were their songs of the cobblestone. They shone with the golden light, reflected from the Maker's throne. They held forth the banners that they flew on their own. And the voice of the Maker shook the Fade, saying, In my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists. By your will all things are done. Yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. And he knew he had wrought amiss. So the Maker turned from his firstborn and took from the Fade a measure of its living flesh and placed it apart from the spirits, and spoke to it, saying, Here I decree opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. And by my will alone is balance sundered and the world given new life. And no longer was it formless, ever-changing, but held fast, immutable, with words for heaven and for sky, sea and sky. Heaven and for earth, sea and for sky. At last did the Maker from the living world make men, immutable as the substance of the earth. Those souls made of dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. Then the Maker said, To you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. From the Fade I crafted you, and to the Fade you shall return, each night in dreams, that you may always remember me. And the Maker sealed the gates of the Golden City, and there he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. Canticle of Threnodies 5:1-8. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't expect that's how people came into being in this world. So apparently, we came originally from the Fade, and well, let's go to this. Apparently, the Maker made us from the Fade, and the Fade came
The
first.
Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of the breach. Master Lavelan, this is the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denham, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy ground.
Just as a heads up, if you guys can't understand him, I can't understand him just as much as you guys can't. I have a hard enough time just trying to translate what he's saying. Or understand.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock. We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montilyet. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
No, he's off.
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
I apologize for the intrusion. I didn't realize you were meeting with the Marquis.
You did little harm. In truth, the debate was most beneficial as practice for those to come.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
I don't feel like prying too much. I'm glad she's here.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montilyet.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
Alright then. We basically got to see a little something interesting. Now, I want to talk to her for a reason that she's going to be
You're
useful.
the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. I hope the Inquisition can restore order soon. I never really wanted to leave the Circle. My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
You said Cassandra has you researching creatures.
Yes. If you find anything interesting in your travels, I'd appreciate you bringing it to me. I may be able to find some weakness our soldiers can exploit when fighting various creatures. At the least, some materials are useful for making potions or gear for the Inquisition.
I'll speak with you later.
Travel safely.
She basically helps her.
Please tell me if you find
Damn, I thought I had something to turn in. Guess not. I want to feel something to read here. The Children of Andraste. There are many misconceptions regarding Andraste's bloodline, Monsieur. This is due, I should think, to a general lack of knowledge regarding Andraste's mortal life. Andraste's immortal? I thought she was... Whoa, I didn't expect that. That was interesting. Understandable considering the many cults that arose following her death. Everyone sought to claim Our Lady for their own culture, or claimed some aspect of her existence was a lie. All of them complete fabrications. My order has done considerable research to ascertain the truth. We all know Andraste and the Betrayer raised 5 children. Who the heck is the Betrayer? I'm curious. The oldest 3 were sons, Isarath, Evrion, and Verald. The ruler of what was once southern Tevinter was split among them. Isarath was given the west, and what is today Orlais. Evrion was given the east, which is what is today the Free Marches. Verald was given the central Planacine, what is today Navarra. What became of these men and their legacies is the stuff of legend, and the majority of the claimants to Andraste's bloodline link back to one of them. None of the 3 sons, however, were born of Andraste. They were born of the Betrayer's concubine, Gillivan. Let's see. People chose to overlook the fact that Andraste came from the Alamari tribesmen, and that they were barbarians, not the Fereldans we know today. They were savage warriors who took concubines in addition to their wives, and became Andraste was thought to be too weak to bear children. Oh, and because Andraste was thought, the Betrayer took Gillivan to provide him heirs, which she did. After her death, the sons were raised as Andraste's own. Okay. Later in life, Andraste proved predictions wrong and had two daughters by the betrayer Ebris and Vivial. Vival? Vivile? I think it's Vivile. They were kept out of the public eye and not permitted to marry, though both had consorts. Ebris but one child, Ali Vamar, who perished on a voyage to Denerim. Less than a month after her mother fell to plague, and without children of her own, the younger daughter, Vivial, was more controversial. A strong-headed woman who defied her family by falling in love with a mage of Tevinter, Regulan. Vivial and Regulan went into self-imposed exile as the Exalted March began, and into hiding following Andraste's betrayal and murder. What became of Vivial and her descendants is largely unknown for one primary reason. She had only daughters. Each of those daughters had only had daughters. They married into other families and took other names, and in the chaos of the Second Blight, all traces of survivors were lost. Andraste's true bloodline, if it exists, lay solely in the descendants of the Vivial. And the suspicion of my order is that it produces only daughters. It produces only daughters. Thus, the claims of our young man, Monsieur, are highly suspect. From a letter by Sister Galena from Augustan Order, Dragon 912. Interesting. The War Room. So I got something to take care of the War Room pretty soon, since one of our agents took care of a mission. Okay. Now I'm gonna. I have a feeling I can craft some better armor that's better than the gear I'm wearing now. Just saying. I like the cape though. I have a butt cape.